Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video we've got another community replay. This one is from XKHOSHIK. He has sent in some great replays before. Speaking of sending us replays, if you'd like to send us a replay, email the screenshots, the in-game file, and a very short description on what happened during the game to BIAworldofwarships at gmail.com, and we will look that over and hopefully you will be featured. So now that that's out of the way, let's get into the gameplay. XKHOSHIK is in his Grosser Kurfurst, and he is divisioned up with someone in the Hindenburg. So that is already a very powerful division. German divisions are quite nice. But they are playing on, I forgot what the name of this map is. I honestly forget the map names pretty easily. A lot of other games I know so well all of the maps, but World of Warships for some reason just I can't make the connection. They all have islands and water, that's probably why. 2 shells land on the first salvo, and ooh, that was a nice 6K volley from whoever shot him. Looked like it was the Kutuzov before he smoked up. Interesting. XKHOSHIK is actually going to let this burn. I probably would have repaired, seeing that I'm behind the island and I don't have any threat looking at my way. But certainly, well, I'm not the boss here. And as you guys will see by the end of the replay, yeah, he is a pretty big boss if you ask me. So he's going to be backing up slowly. The thing with the Kurfürst is that it is so big, and it does take a while to do any sort of maneuvering. So that is one thing you have to be careful of if you are working towards the Grosser Kurfürst. I am right now at the Friedrich der Grosse, and I'm definitely feeling the pain. It in my opinion, it's not the best ship. I know Putin has played it, and he's actually loved it a lot. He really likes the ship, but I particularly don't really like it. It's very big, very sluggish, and it's certainly not my style, but some people can pull it off very nicely. The thing that is very nice, though, is having 420mm guns, and you also get 12 of them. So, Montanas, Yamatos, be wary, because this gal is ready to play. So that was the Kutuzov deleted. Not a bad shot to start off. The Kutuzov was way out of position for sure. Kagero backing up. Not sure what he's doing. He's spotted. He's radared. I don't know, but he's just not even trying to live. Finally, he smokes up and he goes into cover. But I do like to see that people, battleship players in particular, shooting at destroyers. That is something that I would always recommend, either in competitive or non-competitive. If you're just playing random battles, killing a destroyer, no matter the tier, if they're top tier or if they're bottom tier, certainly the top tier helps a lot, but killing a destroyer really can change the outcome of the battle for several reasons. But it's always important to be shooting at the destroyers. Now, the nice thing about the Grosser Kurfurst and other German battleships, really starting at tier 8 with the Bismarck, is that they can have some very nasty secondary builds that just completely obliterate any destroyers coming their way. So, if you're worried about destroyers, take a Grosser Kurfurst. It is a great ship to just push your way around. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, the one downside is that it is so maneuverable. But if you do use Superintendent, then you can actually use your Hydro very often. And if you use premium consumables as well, you can use it even more often. And that's something that I've been noticing a lot. A lot of times when I'm playing like an American battleship like Montana or North Carolina or Alabama, they're fairly maneuverable, such that even if I do see torpedoes coming, I can usually get out of the way, or I might eat one. But when I'm personally at the Friedrich de Grosse, and a lot of times when I get when torpedoes get spotted, and that was a beautiful 2 citadels, that Missouri is definitely hurting. Would have liked to see more, but that island took some of those shells for that Missouri. That might have been an outright deletion. 35k was certainly a lot to do to that Missouri. He's looking up for the follow-up shot. Let's see if he can't get another citadel here. One thing I would like to point out, it's not a bad idea to be hitting M right there. If you spam M really quickly, then you can actually see a little bit better where the ship is actually headed. It's very similar to if you use the not the catapult fighter, but the spotting aircraft. You can get kind of the same perspective, but in either case. But back to my original point, when I'm playing the Friedrich de Grosse, if I spot torpedoes, most of the time I don't have the good rudder shift or really the compact size of something like Alabama or North Cal, where I can very easily maneuver around the torpedoes and maybe only eat one instead of 2 or 3. But in the Friedrich, I seem to eat three or 4 sometimes if I don't pay attention quick enough. So just something to keep in mind. But if you do have a full secondary build, it is very easy to keep destroyers at bay. Like that Tashkent, he got spotted at 7-ish kilometers. So a lot of the time, destroyers are going to be firing torpedoes either a little bit early, or they'll actually have to get within your secondary range to actually hit those secondary or to hit those torpedoes rather. So just something to keep in mind is that if you do go for a secondary build with a Grosser Kurfurst, that sometimes a lot of destroyers will actually have to get within your your secondary range, which brings me to my next point, and kind of going back on the torpedoes, if you use your hydro more often, you actually have pretty good hydro. You got the classic German hydro. You can use it quite frequently, and you can spot a lot of ships. But again, getting back to the actual gameplay, you saw XKHOSHIK take 3 torpedoes in the aft, I meant, sorry. Sorry kids, this is totally mature. But you saw him take torpedoes in the aft, and again, if he was in something else, like maybe a Montana, or something that is a little bit more maneuverable, he would have been able to maybe dodge 1 or even 2 of those if he was lucky. So again, just inherent problems with the ship itself, nothing that XKHOSHIK could do. But when you get broadside battleships just sailing like complete dummies, you can get citadels on a Bismarck 38k. My god, that is absurd, the firepower that this ship possesses. This is why I actually do fear the Grosser Kurfurst a lot more, sometimes even more than something like a Montana if I am in a cruiser. But you just saw there that was a battleship. That was a tier 8 battleship that he just completely obliterated. That's the second target he's gotten down from half health. If only it was a devastating strike, that would have been certainly beautiful. But he's got to heal up now. He's got a lot of 2 heals left, I believe. So he does have to watch how much he does push. Taking those 3 torpedoes was a bit unfortunate, and it was it could be costly. We'll have to see here. 10 minutes gone, already at 160k damage. For most people, myself included, 160k damage would be an excellent game for most. But of course, XKHOSHIK, he is going to continue on and try and do some more damage. His team is losing on points. Oh, almost had to kill there. Managed to get Confederate in the process. But his team is losing on points by about double, around 300-ish points. In terms of the teams, though, they are fairly even. There's nothing that's really standing out. A lot of the enemy ships are somewhat dead. Of course, the Tashkent was very low. Missouri is fairly low as well. Amagi is fairly low as well. So this should be, if XKHOSHIK's teammates can actually finish some of these people off, they might actually have a chance to win this whole thing. So he pops his heal, gonna get up to around 35, 30, maybe a little bit higher than that, maybe closer to 40k HP left, which I'm sure he's gonna need all of that to successfully take on the rest of the enemy team. Because you can see they're full health enemy just kiting away. That's a pretty dangerous position to be in for any ship. Missouri's shown pretty significant amounts of broadside, probably about 75 degree angle. Grosser Kurfurst shells are just going to go straight through that every single time. But looks like the Missouri actually backed up just in time, and a lot of those actually bounced. Or non-penetrated, most likely bounced. So a bit unfortunate. Let's see if XKHOSHIK can actually readjust. Looks like he's doing that. Dispersion looks good. Shells are coming in. Let's see if he can kill him. Torpedoes are on the way. A bit of an overshoot. That's okay. The torpedoes should get him. I believe those are Krazy torps, or maybe they're Tirpitz torps. Either way, one hits, maybe. Oh, so close to being dead. 900 health. Someone please finish him. 400 health. Please. Please someone finish him. It's only a matter of time. Amagi, not too much of anything that Amagi is showing, but at this point, 800 health, we're going to have to take the shot. And of course, Amagi's troll armor does help him out there. No damage taken from him. So, 6.5 minutes left. Let's see what the team is going to be doing. It's really coming down to the wire here. I keep saying D-Mags. The last person that had a massive curse first game was D-Mags. You can check that out on our channel. But this is XKHOSHIK. I apologize. But he shoots his two front guns into the Amagi. He's on low health. Secondaries start opening up on him. And hopefully someone will kill him so he doesn't have to shoot his guns. I hate shooting my guns on low health targets, but sometimes it's necessary. And those bounce. But secondaries to the rescue. He takes him out with his secondaries. Not surprising there. Not surprising there at all. Grosser Kurfurst secondaries are completely overpowered, maybe. They are certainly very good. And they all fire HE, and they've got two different calibers, I believe 128 and 150, 155, one of the two. So they are all very good at penetrating superstructures and such of enemy ships. The enemy Moskva takes out his friend in the Hindenburg, so he's gone. A bit unfortunate for him. So XKHOSHIK's gonna have to rely on himself and the rest of his team. Good news is they do have 2 radar cruisers and 2 battleships, so spotting the DD for the most part shouldn't be too big of a problem. With two radars, the DD should be lit pretty much most of the time. Grosser Kurfurst has pretty decent concealment considering how big it is. You can see there 13.6, and he's got free shots at the broadside of Yamato rather, that is just backing up. New Orleans sitting on pretty much full health. Let's see how these shells are coming in. Ugh, I hate that. I hate not punishing people that sail broadside. I absolutely hate it, and certainly German dispersion doesn't help at all. New Orleans turning. Let's see if he can't get a good Good salvo off, good dispersion. He goes unspotted there because Shimakaze smoked. Let's see. He's broadside now. Shells look a little behind, or just right. 2 citadels, and that is a very nice hit on that New Orleans. He manages to get high caliber as well. Secondary start going off again, but someone needs to finish at New Orleans. The XKHOSHIK's team needs the points, and the Yamato deletes the Donskoy. So, again, time is running out here. Time is of the essence. 3 minutes 40 seconds left. Pretty much full health Yami. 3/4 rather. Bismarck's on decent health. Enough health to do some damage. But most importantly, Shimakaze's still alive. As well as in New Orleans. They were not able to finish that guy. Yamato's turning broadside. Again, don't know why. An interesting move there to actually put out the fire this early on. Especially with a Bismarck and a Yamato that both could have secondary builds. Looks like Bismarck does definitely have secondary builds. And I personally wouldn't have put out the fire right away. Would have waited till I got at least one more fire, or at least until I killed the Bismarck. Again, I would actually like to see him be shooting the New Orleans right now, just because that's one less target to worry about. But thankfully, their Chapayev on his team is working on that, so he can just work on this Yamato. Should be popping his Hydro right here, because that Shimakaze is spotted. He is shooting, probably trying to get him to turn or do some maneuver. And see, aiming at the front citadel of that Yamato, shells out, and that's him. 45k deletion. So close to getting a devastating strike. Now, again, maneuverability is not something that is very strong with the Grosser Kurfurst, but we'll see if he can make it. His damage control would have been very, very nice here. Chappie gets taken out by the Bismarck secondaries. He shoots, and another citadel! Somehow he penetrates the citadel of the Bismarck, but he goes down, and it's not looking good. Again, New Orleans could have been finished off, but I have to say that this was a very exciting game nonetheless. So I'm going to move on to the screenshots. I think that the game's going to end. I'm not going to make you guys sit through it. So let's get on to the screenshot. All right, guys. Just before the game ends, going to lose by 1 point. So unfortunate there. Anything else would have happened, and that would have been a very, very nice win. But let's take a look at the screenshots here. Screenshots wise, 318,000 damage to finish the game off, 625,000 credits earned, 5k XP, Confederate close quarters and high caliber, 12 citadels to finish off the game, 4 kills. Excuse me, almost a Kraken. Again, bit unfortunate he didn't actually get that, but certainly a great game nonetheless. Nothing to take away from him. Base XP wise, 1859. Top of his team, his Hindenburg buddy came right below him, and he was actually quite close to the winning team's best player, their Shimakaze. But a very close game again, and XKHOSHIK did very, very well. Damage distribution, 300,000 armor piercing damage. That's a lot of citadels. That's a lot of normal penetrations as well. Some high explosives from the secondary, and really not all that much fire damage. But that's to be expected, or not to be expected, I guess, depending on how you look at it. But potential damage 2 million. He was tanking a lot of damage, and he had a lot shooting at him as well. Finally, credits and XP. Walks away with almost 500k. Very nice. You can see the premium camo coming in very nicely there. And as well as some nice XP modifiers. I hope you guys enjoyed this community replay. If you would like to see more of these, leave a like down in the description. Leave a like for this video. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, because we are almost to 1,000, and you guys are gonna love what 1,000 subscribers is going to bring. So make sure you smash that subscriber button. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.